So we've taken to testing things in the back of our car before we pick them up. And even if this one doesn't work, I'm going to be taking it, but let's still test it nonetheless. Using the OUPES Mega 1. They keep wanting to send me stuff, so I'm going to keep using it. It works. The volume button's a little bit... There we go. That works. Look at that. This whole button thing needs to be cleaned. That's about the biggest that I would accept. Any bigger, and it's a little bit too big for the car and our shop, but not bad. It works. Oh, the person that listed it for free was like, I don't think it has HDMI. It does not have. I know for a fact. I can just tell you, it does not have HDMI. Don't worry, and that's not a deal breaker. It's okay that it doesn't have HDMI. 1989, by the way. 1989. It says on the back. So this find is already pretty good, but last week we had another find. So me and Theis were driving around, and I was remarking how, man, I really hate clear trash bags. Look at these. They're so disgusting looking because you can see all the contents. Hey, wait a minute. The VHS tapes. So I jumped out of the car because there was nobody behind us, and I grabbed it. We got Casper, Frog Prince, never seen that. Mulan, haven't seen that since it came out. Let's see. E.T., Pocahontas, Hercules, Miracle on 34th Street, Hey Cinderella, Rescuers Down Under, that's a keeper. Return of Jafar, never seen that. Beauty and the Beast, that's a keeper. Andre, never seen that. Snow White and Toy Story 2. That actually makes me really happy. It still holds though. I find clear trash bags kind of repulsive. Like, can you get gray ones or cloudy looking ones? I don't want to see the trash because even looking at this, I'm like, ew. Oh. I think we have 2 weeks in a row that have made a bit of a combo, and I realized I now have a few VCRs, and I think they work. I'm starting to think Harbor Freight doesn't sell good dollies. So, me and Theis have been at the shop for a few hours so far today, and we're letting the air conditioner run it down. I haven't been able to be here in a few days. Yesterday, I decided just to finally have a day off, because otherwise I might never recover from being sick. And the day before that, I was busy doing structural work at the deli and at the coffee shop and all that. I haven't been able to be at the shop in a while, and it has kind of been bugging me because I've just been running in, grabbing tools, dumping tools. I haven't been able to do any repairs in a while, mostly because it's been so hot. And well, now we got the air conditioning. It only takes it down to 80 degrees, but that's better than nothing. And I did a bit of an overhaul. This did have my drawers of, well, they started out with some purpose to them, but these containers with hinges and things in them. But I've slowly been populating this with all of that because I got this cabinet now. That was more of a remnant of my old workshop, which was the back half of that warehouse kind of area. And in order to move some stuff from over there to over here, I finally knocked out some of these shelves because this is obviously made for paper. And, well, I need to put things that are not paper. Like these capacitors, I couldn't stand them up on end. So I just knocked these shelves out and have them laying here. So I have double bays that can hold some things. And this is absorbing a lot more stuff now. And then there's been a lot of things that, like wood blocks, that I don't necessarily need. Maybe I'll make some art out of them. But these are things that were laying around, and whenever it was downpouring in here, I didn't want them getting wet. But they don't need to be over there now. So the appliances and stuff go over here. The idea being, well, the Xerox boxes of IC sockets, they'll go somewhere else as well. But I'm hoping this can be restored items like air fryers and radios and things like that. So when people walk in, well, hopefully I'll sell this couch. There's an auction nearby that they sell these for like $75, but I got to restore it first. I'm hoping that people can come in and they can see things and they'll be like, oh, I need a fan, I need an air fryer or whatever. Although, every time people come in, they are always struck by the electronics that I have, and I don't blame them. For this, I think we're going to have to take off that front speaker cover because it is disgusting looking. The front board will be pretty easy to get to. Looks like it's just like 4 screws. What I'm looking for is, can I take out the very front speaker grill? Hey guys, I just noticed something I've never seen on a TV before. The implosion band is so rusted that it snapped. So if this thing were to break, it would shoot glass everywhere. That is wild. This cabinet got really wet. It doesn't look like it got that wet, you know? Oh, didn't realize that was connected. This rusted so much that, look, all this rust ended up here. That's weird. And this even rusted up here, right here. So this is really hard to close. It's just so weird that it handled that much moisture. Or was it such a gradual amount of moisture that the wood was humid? The fake wood was humid. Well, this might be real wood here. But this fake wood was humid and didn't puff up too much. But this stuff was just wet enough over a long enough period to fall apart. You know, this Zenith is a strange style of one that I've never actually found yet. Like a late 80s, I guess you'd call it like a semi-console. Ugh. I gave this a little bit of a wipe down with the sponge. I don't know if that really helps or not. I think that piece will need to be remade because the particle board is puffing up quite a bit on the outsides, and that was already happening. And that fabric just looks like it was just a petri dish in a way. So we have it set up, and this really was a weird era of televisions. The coaxial input is right on the edge over there. So weird. It feels kind of like this was haphazardly thrown together from other television parts. Oh, it does have video through. I figured this is probably mostly copyright free.
Maybe.
Because that was kind of the whole idea, was that, or maybe it was the other movies. Oh, it's colorized. That one's probably copyrighted, but yeah. So we have Miracle on 34th Street, Hercules, Mulan, E.T., Pocahontas, Casper, The Frog Prince. Oh, it's not The Frog and the Prince, it's The Frog Prince? Oh, Muppets. Hey Cinderella. So I guess that's another Muppets. The Rescuers Down Under. Beauty and the Beast. Return of Jafar. Never seen that one. Interesting. It's weird to have in a kids collection, you know? Toy Story 2. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Haven't seen that since I was like 4. And then this one, boy, does this look like it's just fallen into the black hole of time based on a true story. They would always say that.
They would.
And it was their way of saying complete, utter lies. Oh, it's not been rewinded. Where did they leave off? Let's see. Is that the credits? Oh wait, no, I forgot. That's actually how it looks whenever it's. Ooh, hi-fi. I forgot it goes that way. So it looks like we have no display. Looks like I guess a VFD. You know what's funny? Is in those KFC buckets that I have the display to a Zenith Space Command.
I believe it.
I bet it's the same one. It's just it was a console. Or was that?
So let's see what's at the end. It probably was at the end.
Oh, okay. So I was right. I was. Okay, so they really did leave off at the end, and... Oh, okay, yeah. Have you ever heard of this movie?
No.
Kind of bothers me that it's going up and down like that.
Or maybe Mom and Dad can visit Steve. But not Paula. Okay, Paula can come, but only if she's nice to us. Well, I've gotta go. Just wanted to show you my new fall coat. Oh no! What you just did? No, I'm
Sharpness is cranked all the way over to one side.
Bad, Andre. Bad boy.
It's cold and blue blazes out there. Yeah. Where the hell did summer go?
I wonder what these mean.
Andre would have been swimming south by now. I don't know what I'm going to do about that.
Picture clarity is good. I see there's a brightness control, but I'm not going to touch that.
Real nice grip.
This is like a Home Alone era TV set.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been around in people's houses a lot in the early 90s.
Yeah.
This is so interesting. I realize now that a lot of the households that I had been through, which I hadn't been through too many because I lived in a pretty remote area. I guess they bought stuff from the 70s and early 80s, but we happen to know people of a certain age where either they bought stuff in the mid or early 90s or the early 80s, but didn't have too many sets in the late 80s. Or if they did, they were more of the console variety. Yeah, that white nastiness is just coming back on there as it dries. I think I might give the carpet scrubber a try on that, but it's not very pressing at the moment. The fact that the implosion band is rusted off of this TV makes me think that if somebody has kids that wants to buy this, I might not sell it to them because I would hate for it to shatter, because this is actually a pretty dangerous TV.
It says it's a successor to Free Willy.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like, hey, we did it with an orca.
Yeah.
Doing it with a seal.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
This is like how you have Finding Nemo and then Fishtail.
Yeah.
And then A Bug's Life and Ants.
Yep.
I know Ants technically came out before, but they were a total ripoff of A Bug's Life. You know, the thing that strikes me is 1990s movies for kids. They always take place during a holiday.
Yeah.
Like, they're always like, oh, we have a robot that came from space on 4th of July. Or in this case, they're Halloween. So, you know, was that a corporate decision? That they could say, oh, it's a Halloween walrus movie or seal movie. And this doesn't even have, like, the seal of approval on it. They didn't even make that joke. I had so many videotapes, so I guess I have them again, with this advert on the front of them. I never saw some of these, because there's like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of these, weren't there? There's a whole bunch of these Land Before Time movies. Hey, it's actually kind of recording it right. No, it's not. Wait, we have a Pepsi commercial on a kid's VHS?
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I don't remember that. And let's look at this fridge. Is that a International Harvester Corporation fridge, or is that a GE fridge? Nothing else is a Pepsi? Oh my gosh. You know, isn't it fun? We never had Pepsis that much in our part of the Midwest.
No?
I just never really saw them.
We had Pepsi everywhere here.
We had Coca-Cola and then the knockoffs.
Yeah.
The Pepsi just didn't really make it out there, I guess. I'll definitely have to watch these films again sometime. But we gotta go have a very, very late lunch. I wonder why it's doing that. It's something to do with the vertical hold. But it might just be... Well, once it has video, it's fine. I'm back late at night to do my night shift. I want to check the voltage on the air conditioner. Solar panel system's at 12.3 volts. I'm going to switch it over to grid power. My friends who own the building, landlords, they were like, you can just plug it in. It's okay, you don't have to pay us. So I've decided I'll do some of their yard work for free. And that'll pay for that. I will strive to be 100% off-grid, though. All right. Now I got a number of things to do. Some HVAC things and some little bits of work to do at the coffee shop. It's still like 80-something degrees in here, so... just too warm. The poor coffee shop has had their dishwasher go bad, and it's a really nice dishwasher too. But it has some error code that it keeps popping up, and Matt wanted me to look at it, and I was like, ooh, I've never really messed with dishwashers before, and usually when I start working on something, the first one dies, or it sits on my bench for a few months, and so I told him to call a professional, and well, the professionals 4 professionals later and he can't get it working, so he's buying a brand new dishwasher and there's not enough space here. So I'm slowly taking out this pillar for this bar because we just need 1 more inch. It's just a little bit wider, and then I'm going to make a steel one to hold that. And I've just been trying to do it surgically. I've been trying not to make a big mess, you know. It didn't take too much time. It's just a lot of figuring out how exactly to get it apart without messing it up, because there was a lot of glue in this. And you know, I'm glad we took this out because it was starting to mold up pretty bad on the bottom, and I'll have to seal the rest of that. We've had some issues of flooding here. This is one reason why I would never build a bar as if it were just a regular wall. Now, another thing I would have to say is this is a case where I may have taken a few extra minutes, but I kind of picked and poked at it to see how to take it apart smartly as opposed to just thrashing it. So I didn't hit the ice machine, I didn't hit any of the water lines or anything like that. I think a lot of people who do work these days, they need to calm down and think about the problem and think of it as a puzzle. This one was a little bit more complicated than it should have been because this is actually apparently a multi-layer board, and this screws that are in the middle of this, and then this top part is screwed on from the bottom. And so I didn't want to rip that out and destroy it. We might have enough clearance. I'll have to ask the owner, but I'm thinking I'll probably, now that I have this plastic stuff off of this side, I can unscrew this wood that I broke through because I didn't want to stress this too much, and then I can cut all of these screws and stuff off. So here's the dishwasher. I've just had it sitting here for a while. I was going to bring it home on Friday, but I just left it here because I didn't really have room, and I still don't really have room, but oh well. Matt is so over this that if I get it working, we'll sell it, and maybe he'll pay me a little bit for fixing it. He said I could have it, and then I was like, well, I mean, I'm probably going to fix it. I'm probably going to do like a circuit board repair on it and figure out what the problem is, and then we'll sell it, and I wouldn't take all the profit from that. So we'll take this, then I'll come back with a trash can, because that's the other thing too. I try to clean up after all my jobs. Sometimes I can't, but I try to clean up after all my jobs. And if you just clean up after your jobs, people really like you, and they like your work. If you just make it a cohesive product that you offer. See, my whole big brain idea is this sign I have that I made. I want it to be a sign eventually that I could have outside when I have the place open, but right now it's more of a closed door repair shop. I didn't think that word of mouth would be so popular that I could just, you know, just be on speed dial for all the people in the area. But turns out I don't actually have to have the place open. I can just have everybody contact me whenever they need me. I'd say that was a pretty clean job for only a few hours at night. Now, to clean up those nails. Only probably 1 or 2 more trips. I have to go back and forth so many times, and I have to find all my stuff in the other buildings because I just have things in other buildings. I have keys for most of the buildings in town, and instead of having a truck, I just have everything distributed in all the buildings around town. But I have to come back. I'm going to cut a piece of wood to put underneath it, the bar, because the bar is actually pretty sturdy, but I'm still going to spring load it a little bit with a 1/4 inch of extra height. And then I'm also going to bring over my angle grinder, and I'm going to trim that. And then I have a whole other job I have to do tonight. It's already midnight. I just realized I only needed one. All right, I was going to do the other one for later on because I figured this didn't have any other support. Maybe it could use some more support near the coffee machines or the espresso machines. The nails are no more, and I just have this stick sitting here. This bar is held in by the wall more than well enough. It's just the vertical space. And I realized, you know what? These heavy espresso machines have made it dip down because I thought there was another brace there. So I cut the second one. I'm glad I did. I have this one. I'm gonna, like every month or so, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna raise this up until that's vertical, and hopefully that'll straighten out the bar. So this actually works out really well. And they will have plenty of room when they bring in the dishwasher. They should have plenty of room to fit it in here, and if they really need to remove that, they can just remove it, and then I can cement it in later. I can make a metal thing or whatever. But yeah, not bad for just a little bit of work, just like 5 hours of work to take out the old one and pull that out without making too much of a mess. At least I think I didn't make too much of a mess. One of my specialties is working on the off hours when restaurants are closed, and I just do a little bit. And I tend to work with restaurants and stuff like that they trust me enough where they just give me a key, and they don't have to be here whenever I do the work. I involve myself enough in their shenanigans, so I can just come in here and then I send them a text saying, well, I got this, and done. And that's pretty much that. And we're straightening the bar. Didn't even realize that was warping. Makes sense though. The support was over here, but the weight is over there. The next job is to fix this air conditioner, which has been dripping quite a lot too. We went out and got this Evap Foam No Rinse by New Calgon. And so what really happened is, this is a unit that has the evaporator coils at 45-degree angle, at a 45-degree angle. So you could have the unit mounted vertically or horizontally, and the idea is the moisture will run down and into the narrow drip tray. Well, with this one, after 20 years, it stopped running down the evaporator coils and started just falling directly down. And, well, obviously something's changed, and I think, and a lot of people online seem to find this issue too, it's just that the coils get dirty. So get some evaporator cleaner, and you don't want to use anything else because, well, anything else is just going to destroy your evaporator coils, which is a very common thing too. Yeah, look at that stuff. It's all kind of pretty nasty. you don't have to scrub it or rinse it. The condensation cleans it. And yeah, so I'm just looking at where it's dripping and spraying it, and that's resolving it. Wow, that's so cool. I'm really happy. Since I got the can, I might as well go a little bit more. Now I'm going to let all this dry out, but I can put the filters back in. I'm going to set it to sit to 78 degrees until 3 a.m. Okie dokie. And with that, I'm done for the evening. Morning, actually. This is how my weekends tend to go, because the weekends are the days that... Oh, did I shut off the light in the solar room? I did. It's really late. Wow, this camera's working really well. It's better than my eyes. Okay. Well, this is usually what I do on the weekends because all the businesses are closed, or some of them. And, who am I kidding? I do this every single day of the week. I don't take breaks. But some businesses have time off on the weekend so I can help them better. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm just sitting here watching these tapes. I should go home and go to bed or log into Final Fantasy or something though. But I haven't seen these movies in so long. I haven't watched many movies in a long time. Been so busy. But I should probably turn this down, otherwise it's gonna be copyrighted. Copyrighted. I mean, this whole video is probably copyrighted. This camera is doing surprisingly well with the frame rate. I'm a little bit surprised. Usually cameras don't do this well. Well, I hope you guys don't mind. There's not a whole lot else I can do with a TV and the tapes besides just enjoying the TV and the tapes. When I first got the tapes, I thought, well, how can I do a video about them? They're copywritten. Then we found this TV, which I'm not going to really be cleaning up anytime soon. But I do like it. I like this TV. And we just passed up another TV last week. Same picture tube size, but it was an RCA from 1999. It was just a generic blackish gray one, really beat up. And I just wasn't feeling it. So I told Thais, like, if it was wood grain, we'd get it. But I just don't really want it. And she was like, yeah, if it was wood grain. And this one pops up. And this thing's pretty cool. It was on, I actually let it sit on Craigslist for like 5 days. And I texted the guy. And I was like, well, it's been like 5 days. Does this still need a home? And he was like, yep, still on the front porch. So I grabbed it. I'm pretty happy. Maybe I should repair the implosion band on it, but is that... I don't know if that's needed or not. I mean, I don't have an implosion band on the other ones, but we'll see. This TV just has such a weird, fugly style to it. You know, LGR would love this, Lazy Game Reviewer. He would love this TV. This is definitely a Nintendo TV. That's right. I have a friend who I gift him scrap wires and motors and stuff sometimes, and he'll give me things. He has an Atari controller for me. I don't know if that might be one of those all-in-one consoles. If it is, that would be a good video test source, and those games are pretty fun. You know, those all-in-one consoles they had around like 2005 or so, where there's just the games in the joystick. But yeah, I feel like I still have a lot I have to do at the deli to help them open up. They have holes in the floor that I have to patch, but I fixed the facade of the building mostly. I fixed the holes in the wall. I've done all sorts of stuff, and I was able to let them do some of their painting work and stuff for a few days. And I need to turn this off before I just sit here watching it. Isn't it funny how terrible it looks on the screen? It looks all washed out, kind of. Because the coloration isn't quite there for the camera. Although that being said, this is seeming to have a little bit of an issue. Like let's see. I don't necessarily love really, really dark colors. I like something kind of like this where it's a little bit subdued. I always find this a little bit nicer, but to each their own. But yeah, I hope you guys don't mind me ending it there. It's not exactly a garbage day video. It's a stuff that I enjoy, and then also a bit of my weekend. Because this is, actually it's Monday morning, 1:30 in the morning. But yeah. I think it's about time that I get to some of the low-hanging fruit in my shop. I have a trash can full of copper ready to be de-insulated. So I better get that copper cutting machine out here, and I can get rid of that whole trash can. I can get it condensed down to a 5-gallon bucket. That'd be pretty good. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.